wanted to recognize that we respectfully acknowledge that we are on the treaty and traditional territory of the Mississauga Anishinaabe. We offer our gratitude to the First Peoples for their care and teachings about our earth. May we honor these teachings.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to Mad Science with Atlas. Today in the lab, we are going to be asking ourselves two questions. The first question is, how do leaves breathe and make food for themselves? And the second question is, how do people use dish soap to help clean off animals after an oil spill? In order to answer our first question, how do leaves breathe and make food, we are going to be talking about a process called photosynthesis. Photo meaning light and synthesis meaning putting together. Plants need food just like us, but they do not have to wait on people or animals to provide for them. Most plants are able to make their own food whenever they need it. This is done using light and photosynthesis. To make food, plants need carbon dioxide, water, and sunlight. The carbon dioxide from the air passes through small holes in the leaves. The water is absorbed by the roots and passes through vessels in the stem on its way to the leaves. Sunlight is absorbed by a green chemical in the leaves called chlorophyll. The photosynthesis process takes place in the leaves of the plant. The leaves are made up of very small cells. Inside these cells are tiny structures called chloroplasts. Each chloroplast contains the green chemical chlorophyll, which gives leaves their green color. The chlorophyll absorbs the sunlight energy and it splits water into hydrogen and oxygen. Oxygen is released into the atmosphere, which is what we humans use to breathe. The hydrogen and carbon dioxide are used to form glucose, best known as sugar, and it's used by the plant for food. This experiment today will hopefully allow us to see photosynthesis in action. You will need a rock, a bowl, some lukewarm water, and a leaf that you've pulled right off the tree so you know that it's alive. First thing you're going to do is you're going to take your lukewarm water and pour it into your large bowl. Once you've done that, you can take the leaf that you've just pulled off of the tree and place it into your water. The purpose of the rock is to place on top of the leaf so it becomes fully submerged in the water. Now that our leaf is fully submerged, we are going to place our bowl in a nice sunny spot for a couple hours. When we come back, we should begin to see bubbles forming around the leaf, which signals that there is oxygen being produced during photosynthesis. The leaf has been out in the sun for a couple of hours. We should start to see some oxygen bubbles. If you look very, very closely, you should be able to see tiny little bubbles forming on the leaves. That means that this leaf is doing photosynthesis and it is giving off oxygen. Our second question in the lab today is, how do people help clean ducks after an oil spill? Unfortunately, sometimes oil spills into bodies of water. This can cover the ducks and other wildlife that depend on this water for their habitat and food. People use dish soap to clean ducks, and it works great. Let's learn why. For this experiment, you will need some olive oil or vegetable oil, some dish soap, a clear glass or bowl, some water, and a mix. We are going to take our water and fill our clear glass or bowl up about halfway. Once we have done that, we are going to grab our vegetable or olive oil and put a tiny bit of it on the top of the water. Now we are going to observe what happens. Water is much heavier than oil, so the liquids will separate and the oil will rush to the top. Oil and water are not attracted to each other, so they do not mix. This is why we can notice all of the oil sitting on top of the water. Next, we're going to take our dish soap and add a little bit to our mixture. We are going to grab a mixer and start to mix the solution around. Now we will observe what happened. When we add the dish soap, the soap acts as an emulsifier by breaking the oil down and allowing it to mix with the water. We mixed our mixture to help speed up the process, but if you left it to sit for a while, the oil and water should eventually mix on their own. The dish soap is attracted to both the water and the oil, so it helps them to mix. This demonstrates the process of emulsification, or the mixing of two liquids that don't normally mix. Using water alone to clean the decks will not work because, as we have just learned, water and oil do not mix. This is why dish soap is used to help make the cleaning of oil off of animals much easier. Thanks for joining me in the lab today. I hope you had fun learning about photosynthesis and emulsification. I'll see you next week.